What if I told you that your wealth doesn't begin in your bank account? It begins in your belief. Every dollar you've ever earned, every opportunity you've ever missed, and every breakthrough you've ever dreamt of, all of it started in one place, your mind. And here's the brutal truth. Most people wake up every morning repeating the same invisible poison. I can't afford it. I'm not good with money. Success is for others. They chant failure without even knowing. But not you, not anymore. Because starting today, you will rewire the voice that runs your life. You will train your subconscious like a millionaire trains his body with discipline, emotion, and repetition. These 11 affirmations aren't cute mantras, they're weapons, tools forged to destroy mental scarcity and install abundance. Speak them with fire. Own them like your life depends on it, because it does. This is how wealth begins. Inside, with one thought spoken out loud again and again until the universe obeys. Say it with me now. I am the source of my wealth. I command it, I create it, and I deserve it. Every morning before you even open your eyes, something begins speaking. It's not your alarm clock, it's not your phone, it's the inner voice, the one you didn't choose but inherited. And that voice, it's been trained, not by millionaires, not by visionaries, but by fear. You were taught to be careful, to be realistic, to avoid risk, play small, stay safe. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. You should be grateful for what you have. These weren't just phrases, they were programs, and they're still running decades later. Let me be clear. The greatest lie you were ever told is that wealth is external, that it's something you chase, that it belongs to someone else. Number wealth begins in your internal thermostat, your subconscious financial identity. And if that identity is set to scarcity, then no matter how hard you work, how smart you are, or how much you hustle, you'll sabotage, you'll overspend, you'll miss, because your reality will always return to match your belief. So where did this identity come from? Childhood, environment, emotion. If you grew up watching struggle, hearing arguments about bills, or feeling anxiety every time the word money came up, that became your normal. Your nervous system now flinches at opportunity. Your brain associates wealth with stress. And without reprogramming, you're not living freely. You're living reactively, stuck in someone else's script. But here's the breakthrough. What was installed can be rewritten. The same way a song gets stuck in your head after hearing it 10 times, your brain absorbs whatever is repeated with emotion. That's called neuroplasticity, and it's not magic, it's science. You can build a new mental language, one where money is natural, one where success feels safe, one where your identity says, "Of course I'm wealthy. I was built for this." Write this down. Repetition is revelation. The mind doesn't believe what's true, it believes what's familiar. So you must make abundance familiar. You must speak it, feel it, visualize it until the old voice gets drowned out by a louder, stronger one, the one you choose. This is the battlefield, and you win it with words. That's why the affirmations you're about to learn aren't optional. They're armor. Speak them daily, and your identity will rise to meet them. Let me tell you a quick story. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times trying to invent the light bulb. But when asked about failure, he said, "I didn't fail. I found 1,000 ways that didn't work." That's not mindset. That's identity. He wasn't someone trying to become an inventor. He was an inventor before the world believed him. You must do the same. Speak like the man you're becoming. Act like the millionaire you already are. Now ask yourself this. If I truly believed I was already wealthy, how would I think? How would I speak? How would I show up today? That's the shift. That's the moment you reclaim control. You don't need permission. You don't need proof. You need a decision. And these affirmations are the starting point. Say them, own them, repeat them until you forget who you were and remember who you are. A builder, a creator, a magnet for wealth. Let's cut through the noise. Affirmations are not wishful thinking. They're not fantasy. They are the spoken blueprint of your identity. What you say, you become. What you repeat, you believe. And what you believe, you act on without question. That's why the most powerful people on earth speak with intention. They don't describe the world, they command it. Think about this. A single thought repeated with emotion can shape your destiny. That's not philosophy. It's how the human brain works. Your subconscious is like fertile soil. It doesn't care what you plant, scarcity or abundance, fear or faith, doubt or decision. It simply grows what it's given. And most people, they've been planting weeds for years. I'm broke. I'll never catch up. I'm just surviving. So guess what grows? Exactly that. But here's the shift. When you choose your words, you choose your future. You stop being a victim of past programming and become the architect of new belief. And this is critical. Affirmations are not about lying to yourself. They're about speaking the truth of who you really are before the world convinced you otherwise. Let's talk about how this works. Your brain operates on patterns. When you repeat a statement daily, especially with emotion, your brain creates a neural pathway. And the more you use that pathway, the stronger it gets. It's like carving a new mental road. Over time, your identity shifts. You no longer just say the words, you are the words. That's how a poor man becomes rich, long before his bank balance catches up. Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Why? Because your thoughts become the filter through which you see the world. If you believe opportunities are everywhere, you'll find them. If you believe money is evil, you'll push it away without realizing. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So here's the method. Every morning, say the affirmations out loud, not like a robot, like a warrior. Feel them. Engage your body. Speak with certainty. It's not about reciting. It's about embodying. Do it while looking in the mirror, while driving, while walking. Let them become your anthem. And don't just say them, visualize them. See yourself living them. When you say, I am a magnet for money, imagine money flowing to you, people calling you with opportunities, your account growing effortlessly. The brain doesn't know the difference between real and vividly imagined. So give it the vision, give it the emotion, and it will give you the reality. Steve Jobs didn't wait for Apple to be big before thinking big. He spoke in absolutes. He saw what others couldn't. He believed before it was visible. That's not delusion. That's creation. That's the power of speaking your identity before your results match. The world catches up, but only if you do the work in your mind first. Now hear me, affirmations are not a shortcut. They're a starting point. You still need to act. You still need to build. But affirmations fuel the engine. They make the action automatic, inevitable. Because when your mind is aligned, your behavior follows. You stop self-sabotaging. You stop hesitating. You move like a man who knows success is his. So are you ready? Good! Because now we begin. The 11 affirmations that will rewire your identity, redirect your thoughts, and open the floodgates of abundance. Say them with me every single day and watch what happens. Say it now. Money flows to me with ease and frequency. Don't whisper it. Don't doubt it. Declare it. Because this affirmation attacks one of the deepest lies you've been taught, that money is hard to get, that it's rare, that it only comes after suffering, grinding, or selling your soul. That lie has robbed millions of their birthright, and it ends today. Money is not a reward. It's a current. And currents flow toward clarity, confidence, and contribution. If you walk around believing wealth is a struggle, your brain will create struggle. You'll resist abundance, block opportunity, and attract chaos. Why? Because your identity is set to scarcity. But when you declare that money flows to you, easily often, you shift the current. You become a magnet, not a beggar. Let me tell you about John D. Rockefeller. He wasn't born rich. He wasn't handed a fortune. He built it with calm focus and certainty. He didn't chase money. He structured his life so that money chased him. While others panicked in chaos, he stayed composed because he believed wealth was not luck. It was a law. He aligned with it. And so can you. Speak this truth until it becomes your default setting. Money flows to me. Imagine it now. Close your eyes and see money coming from expected and unexpected places. Clients, ideas, promotions, partnerships. Watch it arrive while you're asleep. Hear the notification. Feel the peace, not stress. Let that be your new normal. Ease, flow, frequency. That's abundance. That's alignment. Now here's your command. Say this affirmation every morning for 30 days. And don't just say it, act like it. Walk with the posture of someone money loves. Make decisions with the confidence of someone it flows to. Spend with intention. Receive without guilt. Money doesn't run from clarity, it runs from confusion. So get clear. Money is your ally, not your enemy. And it's on its way now. Say it with power. I am worthy of unlimited wealth. Not some wealth, not just enough. Unlimited. And the key word here isn't wealth. It's worthy, because deep down, this is the real war. Not about money, about identity, about whether you believe you deserve a life of overflow, or if you're still carrying guilt, shame, and programming that says, not me. Let's break the lie. Worth is not earned, it is declared. And for too long, you've believed that your past, your mistakes, your background somehow disqualify you from abundance. That's a lie. Your worth isn't based on your resume, it's based on your existence. You were born worthy, and until you reclaim that truth, every financial breakthrough will feel like fraud. Think of Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty, abused, rejected, but she didn't let her origin define her outcome. Why? Because she shifted her belief. She knew, even before the fame, that she had value, that she had a voice, and when she finally believed she was worthy, the world reflected it back in billions. That's not luck. That's identity alignment. Now say it again, louder. I am worthy of unlimited wealth. Let the words hit the parts of you that still doubt. Let them echo into the places where your self-image shrank. Speak to that little boy inside who was told to be realistic, to lower expectations. Raise them, because your worth is not capped, and neither is your wealth. Here's your new normal. No more apologizing for wanting more. No more guilt for dreaming bigger. No more shrinking to fit into someone else's comfort zone. You are not here to survive. You are here to expand, to overflow, to become an example of what's possible. So walk into rooms like you belong. Charge like you're valuable. Receive like it's natural, because it is. Repeat after me. Every thought I think creates prosperity. That's not poetry, it's law. You are not just a thinker, you are a creator. Every thought you hold, especially with emotion, becomes a seed. And seeds don't care what you meant to plant, they grow what you gave. So if you think scarcity, you live scarcity. If you think abundance, you attract it. It's that simple. Most people believe they're at the mercy of circumstances. But circumstances are just the reflection of accumulated thinking. You didn't get stuck. You rehearsed thoughts that made you stuck. And now you're rehearsing something new. Prosperity, flow, expansion. From the inside out. Because the external world is just a mirror. And your thoughts are the blueprint it reflects. Let's go deeper. Nikola Tesla once said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Thoughts carry energy, and your dominant vibration attracts matching experiences. So when you think with certainty, gratitude, and bold vision, the world moves to meet you. Not because it's magic, because it's alignment. Say the affirmation again. Every thought I think creates prosperity. Now think a thought of overflow. Picture your business thriving. See your family smiling in a home you paid for in full. Imagine passive income stacking in your account while you sleep. Hold that image. That's your thought. And it's creating something right now, whether you see it or not. Here's your action. Monitor your thoughts like a gatekeeper. Don't let lack sneak in. Don't let what if it fails take root. Replace them in real time. Turn what if I can't into what if this changes everything. Use your mind like a sculptor uses a chisel, with precision, with focus, because you're not thinking to escape reality. You're thinking to create it. Say this now with conviction. I attract people, ideas, and situations that build my wealth. Let those words sink in. You're not alone on this path. You're not meant to do it all by yourself. Wealth is a team sport. And when your energy shifts, so does your network. The right minds, the right moments, the right moves, everything starts showing up when your belief aligns. You've been taught that luck is random, that success is a lottery. But here's the truth. Your belief system is a beacon. It sends out a signal. And people who are on the same frequency, investors, mentors, partners, clients, start noticing. They're not drawn to desperation. They're drawn to certainty. When you believe you are wealth, wealth comes looking for you. Think of Andrew Carnegie. He built an empire, yes, but he didn't do it alone. He attracted brilliant minds like Charles Schwab and Napoleon Hill. He didn't just accumulate steel, he accumulated intelligence, vision, strategy. Why? Because he expected powerful people to enter his life. He created space for them in his belief system, and they came. Now picture this. You're walking into a room and the right connection is there. Or you're scrolling your phone and the right idea clicks. Or a random call leads to a life-changing opportunity. That's not coincidence. That's attraction. And it begins in how you see yourself. If you believe you're a magnet for wealth-building environments, those environments find you. Here's your assignment. Stop saying, I'm doing it all on my own. That's a scarcity mindset. Start saying, I attract powerful allies. I'm surrounded by solution bringers. I live in the flow of aligned opportunity. Say it until it's real. Speak it until the room changes. Because wealth doesn't just come from work. It comes from who and what you attract. And attraction starts in identity. Say it again, slowly. Wealth is my natural state of being. That means you're not chasing it. You're not begging for it. You're not earning your way toward it. You are returning to it, like a river finding its course, like a lion remembering its roar. Because abundance isn't something outside of you. It's what you are when all the fear is stripped away. Most people see wealth as an exception, a lucky break, a destination. But what if it's actually your baseline? What if everything else, debt, fear, financial chaos, is the distortion? Imagine being born into abundance, but taught to live in lack. That's not just a sad story. That's your story. And this affirmation is the reversal, the reclamation. Let's talk about identity. If you believe you're someone who's always behind, you'll create more struggle to stay behind. But if you believe wealth is your natural condition, you'll reject poverty like your body rejects poison. You won't tolerate financial dysfunction. You'll course correct automatically, not because of discipline, but because of identity. Walt Disney once said, if you can dream it, you can do it. But what he really showed us was this. The dream isn't external, it's who you are. He built an empire not because he wanted to escape reality, but because he believed his imagination was reality. That's what wealth is, seeing what others can't, believing it fully, and aligning your life to reflect it. Now look in the mirror and say this with fire. Wealth is my natural state of being. Again, louder, let the old version of you, the one addicted to struggle, hear it and tremble. You are not a beggar. You are not a chaser. You are a receiver, a conduit, a king in the making. You don't need to become abundant. You only need to remember that you are. Speak this out loud. I command my mind, and it creates my reality. Let that sink in. You are not your thoughts. You are the voice that directs them. Your mind is not your master. It is your servant. And when you learn to command it, everything changes. Because wealth is not just about what you do. It's about what you allow yourself to believe while you do it. Your brain doesn't care about truth. It cares about repetition. If you say, I'm broke every day, your mind makes it real. If you say, I'm building wealth every day, it creates ways to prove it. Your thoughts are not random. They are tools. And most people are using those tools to build prisons. But you're about to build a kingdom. Let me tell you about Jim Carrey. Before he was famous, he wrote himself a $10 million check for acting services rendered and dated it 5 years into the future. He kept it in his wallet. He visualized cashing it. He believed in it before anyone else did. 5 years later, he got paid exactly that amount for a film. That's not luck. That's mental command. So here's the principle. What the mind obeys, the life reflects. You don't need to force success. You need to lead your thoughts. Guide them like a general leads an army. No more mental autopilot. No more thinking on default. You are the commander now, and your words are orders. Orders that shape your reality brick by brick, habit by habit. Say it one more time. I command my mind, and it creates my reality. Now imagine your mind like a powerful engine. Every affirmation, every visualization, every decision is fuel. You can idle in fear or accelerate in purpose. The difference? Who's behind the wheel? So take the wheel, set the course, give your mind a mission, and watch your world obey. Say this with certainty. My habits make me wealthier every single day. Because wealth isn't a lightning strike, it's a rhythm, a sequence, a pattern repeated until it becomes inevitable. And that pattern is built through habits, daily choices, small decisions that compound quietly, then explode loudly. If you want to change your life, change your patterns. Most people wait for motivation. They think wealth is about massive action in short bursts, but that's a trap. Real wealth is built on systems, rituals, discipline that becomes identity. Habits are what you do when nobody's watching. And what you do when nobody's watching, that's who you really are. The truth, you're always building something, either momentum or regret. Look at Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest men alive. Not because of hype, not because of hacks, but because of decades of consistent habits, reading, thinking, making calm decisions. No frenzy, just rhythm. Wealth responds to rhythm. Chaos repels it. So if you want to attract money, organize your life. Install habits that breathe stability into your system. Now speak it again. My habits make me wealthier every single day. Then ask yourself, what are my wealth habits? Do I track my income? Do I protect my time? Do I study greatness? Do I invest in my mindset? You cannot expect overflow from inconsistent roots. Build roots, habits that say, this man is serious, not just interested, committed. Here's your command. Audit your routines. Cut what drains, double what builds. Your phone can be a distraction or a tool. Your mornings can be lazy or sacred. Every habit is a vote for the man you're becoming. Cast your votes wisely, and remember, you don't need perfect days. You need consistent direction, because even one aligned habit done daily can change your life forever. Say this with a full heart. I am grateful for all the abundance around me. Because gratitude is not a reaction, it's a magnet. When you truly see what's already flowing into your life, you multiply it. Not because the universe needs thanks to give, but because you need to recognize abundance to hold more of it. A grateful heart expands, a bitter heart repels. Here's the truth. Most people don't lack money, they lack awareness. They overlook what they already have. A mind that can think, a body that moves, a phone that connects them to the world, a skill someone would pay for. But they complain. They focus on gaps, not gifts. And what you focus on grows. So if you want more abundance, notice the abundance that's already here. Think of Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She started with $5,000 and no background in business, but she was relentlessly thankful. Every small win, every tiny sale, every open door, she celebrated it. That energy compounded. It opened more doors. Why? Because gratitude raises your vibration, and wealth loves high vibration. Now close your eyes and say it again. I am grateful for all the abundance around me. Picture your fridge with food, your mind full of ideas, your future wide open. Feel gratitude not just for what's present, but for what's coming. Gratitude in advance is one of the highest forms of faith. It tells the universe, I believe in overflow. I trust the flow. I'm ready. Here's your practice. Every morning, list 5 things you're thankful for. Every night, review 5 more. Not just the big wins, the little ones, the kind word, the paid invoice, the moment of peace. This isn't fluff. It's frequency training. It tunes your soul to receive more, because when you feel rich, you act rich. And when you act rich, wealth follows. Say it now. I trust the process of building wealth, because wealth is not instant. It's forged, brick by brick, day by day, step by step. And if you don't trust the process, you'll abandon it. You'll panic when it's slow. You'll quit when results take time. But trust keeps you moving. Trust turns delay into discipline, frustration into focus. Here's what they don't tell you. Every master builder felt doubt. Every millionaire had days where nothing made sense. But they stayed the course, not because it was easy, but because they knew the long game always pays. Wealth is built by those who show up when it's boring, when it's silent, when no one's clapping. You either trust the process or get buried by impatience. Let's look at Elon Musk. He didn't launch Tesla and SpaceX and become a billionaire overnight. He was ridiculed. He was doubted. He bled for years behind the scenes, but he kept building. Why? Because his trust was deeper than public approval, deeper than short-term results. He knew where he was going. That's what this affirmation creates, a mindset immune to the noise. Say it again with power. I trust the process of building wealth. Now feel into that. You're not rushing anymore. You're not comparing anymore. You're planting seeds and watering them daily. You're moving forward whether it rains or shines. That's real wealth. Not just the money, but the mindset that says, I've already won because I didn't quit. Here's your command. Anchor into your vision. Break it down. Set targets. Celebrate progress. But above all, trust. Don't let doubt drive the car. You're in control. You're building something sacred, and sacred things take time. Your job is to keep showing up with intention, because when you trust the process trusts you, and it delivers. Say it now, loud and clear. I act like a millionaire because I already am one. Not one day, not when the money shows up. Now, because identity comes before income, behavior comes before results. You don't wait to feel wealthy. You decide you are, and you let your actions prove it. This is the shift that breaks the cycle of waiting, wishing, and hesitating. Most people think they need the bank balance to act like a millionaire, but that's backward. The bank balance comes because of how you think, move, speak, and execute, long before the world recognizes your worth. So if you want to become wealthy, ask yourself daily, how does a millionaire think? How does he handle setbacks? How does he spend his time, his focus, his energy? Let's talk about Steve Jobs. Before Apple was a household name, he carried himself with unwavering certainty. He dressed simply, spoke boldly, and moved with intensity. Not because he was arrogant, but because he knew who he was becoming. He didn't wait for validation. He acted like the future version of himself until the world had no choice but to catch up. Say it again, with fire. I act like a millionaire because I already am one. That means you walk with confidence. You show up early. You keep your word. You say no to things that drain you. You invest in your growth. You treat your vision like it's funded, even if your bank account hasn't caught up yet. Because the real shift happens before the money arrives. Here's your assignment. Build a routine that reflects wealth. Speak like you're already funded. Move with precision. Refuse to entertain distractions that don't match your future. Because when you embody wealth, you stop chasing it. It starts orbiting around you. And eventually the external matches the internal. But only if you act like the man who's already arrived. Say it now. Own it. I am the source of my own fortune. Not your boss, not the economy, not your parents, your past, or your partner. You. Everything you need to create wealth is already within you. The ideas, the energy, the resilience, the decision. And once you stop outsourcing your power, the game changes forever. You don't wait. You initiate. You build. The greatest lie ever told is that wealth is something you find. It's not. It's something you generate. Like electricity from a generator, like heat from a fire, and you are the generator. You are the fire. If you treat yourself like a victim, you hand your fortune to the wind. But when you say, I am the source, you reclaim every ounce of control over your destiny. Think of Napoleon Hill. He studied the wealthiest minds of his time and discovered one thing in common. They all knew they were the source. Not their education, not their background, their belief, their persistence, their decision to be the cause, not the effect. That's why Think and Grow Rich still stands today. It doesn't say work and grow rich. It says think, decide, align, create. Now say it again with unshakable certainty. I am the source of my own fortune. Feel the ownership in those words. You're not waiting for opportunity. You are the opportunity. You're not hoping for a miracle. You are the miracle. Everything you touch, you can transform. Every room you enter, you can elevate. Every dollar you need is one idea, one action, one connection away. Here's your final command. Stop outsourcing your power. Stop waiting for someone to choose you. You choose you. Step into the mindset of the creator, the investor, the leader, because when you believe you're the source, you move differently. You think longer, you act bolder, and your fortune stops being a wish. It becomes inevitable. You've said the words. You've spoken the truth, and now something inside you has shifted. This isn't motivation, this is transformation. The man who began this video is not the man standing here now, because now you know the truth. Wealth is not a number. It's a mindset, a rhythm, a decision you make moment by moment, thought by thought, habit by habit. You are not the product of your past. You are the product of your repeated identity. And with every affirmation you spoke, you recoded the system. You turned the volume down on the doubt and up on the fire. You burned the scripts of scarcity. You shattered the illusion that money is hard. You remembered what the world tried to make you forget, that you are the source. Let me tell you what happens now. The old world will try to pull you back. People will question your confidence. Your current environment might resist your expansion, but don't shrink, don't explain, don't compromise. Stand tall in the truth you've spoken. Speak it again, louder, because the world doesn't give you what you beg for. It gives you what you claim. Write this down. I am the voice I listen to. From this day forward, choose to listen to power, to clarity, to truth. No more entertaining doubt. No more feeding the fear. Every affirmation you've learned here is a weapon. Use them daily. Speak them like vows. They are not decorations. They are declarations. And declarations create destiny. Picture the man you're becoming. He moves with clarity. He earns with purpose. He gives with joy. He wakes up with peace, not panic. He builds with strategy, not stress. And above all, he knows who he is. That man, he's already inside you. These affirmations didn't create him, they revealed him. So here's your final command. Decide. Not tomorrow, not next year. Now decide to become the source, to act like the man who already has it, to repeat these truths until they are tattooed on your soul. Not once, every morning. Wake up and rewire. Speak and reprogram. Declare and dominate. This is not about feeling good. It's about becoming great. Let's say them one last time. Say them like a king, like a creator, like a millionaire already crowned. Money flows to me with ease and frequency. I am worthy of unlimited wealth. Every thought I think creates prosperity. I attract people, ideas, and situations that build my wealth. Wealth is my natural state of being. I command my mind, and it creates my reality. My habits make me wealthier every single day. I am grateful for all the abundance around me. I trust the process of building wealth. I act like a millionaire because I already am one. I am the source of my own fortune. Let those words echo. Let them take root. And remember, success isn't luck, it's alignment. You don't chase wealth. You become someone it cannot ignore. So speak like it, walk like it, build like it. The new you has already arrived. Now go create what you've always deserved.